Howdy, boys and girls. Welcome to another edition of the Belly Up Sound Off. I almost said corner booth. We got a good show today. We got White Pablo Escobar, Matt Rattlesnake Rose. We got Big Boss Mike Brown and my former sidekick, Marc Riley. So a lot of great show today. We got a couple interesting topics, including Eagles Cowboys, which is going to give me and Mark stomach ulcers. But let's get rocking and rolling. Mike, Mark, what's our first topic today?
Oh, wow. That's an intro and a half. Just brushing it off. We'll start off with just some terrible teams in the NFL. You saw the Lions. They want the owner to sell the team. You got Jags going through the grievances and how their players are all just getting in trouble. You would think Josh Gordon was on that team all the time. And then we'll go with little Bruce Allen and the Redskins and how that organization is one of the biggest jokes in the NFL as well. So we're not even going to bring up the Browns, even though I just brought up the Browns. Whatever. So, you want to start with your mic, with your Lions, Mike?
Mike, what are you drinking, by the way? That's what I want to know.
Ice.
A little spritzer, a little sangria, a little seltzer water. Doing it big here in the establishment. So, I'm feeling high class today. But anyways, we'll talk about the Lions real quick. This can be short-lived because, yes, we talked about last week. Actually, shout out to D-Line. They were the first ones that kind of copped or I shouldn't say cop, that designed our very first logo for our company. They were the ones that actually had the flag that made it on ESPN and all that stuff of Martha Ford saying sell the team. So that's where we're at with the Detroit Lions. At this point, it's nobody else's fault except for ownership. And I know that we're talking about GMs and stuff like that, and Detroit's had their Millen and all that stuff, but it comes down to the Ford family and what they feel is acceptable. There's not a whole lot to talk about the Lions at this point. I don't even watch them. But, I mean, I so badly want to talk about the Browns, but I don't want to go down that road. So,
I mean, we're going to talk about the Lions quick, though. My favorite argument when your team stinks is sell the team. I don't understand why owners – I get you own a team and, you want them to do what you say, but, you don't know what you're talking about. You just have a lot of freaking money. I don't understand why they have time to even have a say.
Shout out to Jerry Jones.
Yeah, I mean, clearly this Ford lady is nobody's a big fan of her. I just don't – like I said, the argument shouldn't be, I don't think, the ownership unless she has so much say. I think it's just a scapegoat. Our team's been – one of the worst franchises, if not the worst franchise, even though the Browns have the worst record over the past 10 years. But I think the ownership selling take is just like a cop-out because you don't know what else to do at this point.
It's like we've been so bad for so long.
But the answer is Trevor Lawrence. Trade Stafford for picks. Get Trevor Lawrence.
They just put him on IR or whatever. But so then, okay, you're talking about ownership, and quickly, we're going to keep going. I'll say quickly several times once Jared starts talking. But what will, ownership to the GM, is there more blame, say the Redskins? We're talking now with the Redskins. I know we're kind of all over with NFL teams, talking about Jaguars too, but ownership, GM, I guess it depends on the organizations, but don't you feel the GMs are the ones that essentially are to blame for a lot of it? Jared, you all right?
No,
that hamster.
Rattlesnake just lost
my power just went out. My power
that snowstorm
you got sunlight.
Yeah, right.
It's a way better look for it.
Start talking.
I know the lighting. That lighting though.
Back.
There you go.
All right.
He's just like,
we're here.
What? All right.
Yeah, it's that blizzard outside in Austin, Texas.
Yeah. I'm the one with the freaking ice storm in Connecticut. But, Mike's right, though. It completely depends on the team. When you look at Washington, it doesn't matter who's the GM, who's the head coach, who's the quarterback. As long as Dan Snyder runs that franchise, they're going to be trash. Because that man doesn't understand how to make decisions with football. He thinks he's Jerry Jones, but really he's not even close. And that's a compliment to Jerry Jones and an insult to Jerry Jones at the same time because he's not the best personnel guy either. But when you go to the Jaguars, I think it's Shad Khan. He's actually respected as a general manager. The problem is they brought in Tom Coughlin to be this run, grind-out football defensive team. They trade away their best corner. They have a good running back, but they go and throw a buttload of money at Nick Foles, and now Gardner Minshew's back playing. It just doesn't. And then you go to the Lions. Yeah, it's ownership at that point because it's been so bad for so long. So it definitely varies on each team, but Washington I think is the worst off.
That's how I think about that.
Rattlesnake, yeah, I was just say Rattlesnake. You got anything, or are you just at this point it is
just
what
happy
it
to
is.
be here.
No, I'm just happy to be here. I like to listen to Jared just ramble.
That's why he wants me coming on the show all the time. Even though I know nothing about NASCAR. Even though I'm supposed to be a fan of the '88 car, whatever its name is.
Yeah, you're an Alex Bowman fan. Everybody knows.
I still think the Jaguars, though, if we're going to actually talk about football. Okay, pronunciation issues. I'm sorry. But it's crazy because, like, past couple of years when they made that run to the playoffs and Bortles was like a miracle in the making that now is just a fan favorite because he's just a chill dude. But either way, like Coughlin was always like, oh, he's going to build culture there. Like nobody's going to mess around with Coughlin now. And then now they're this team that supposedly has the most offseason issues. There's all this stuff going on. It's kind of like I don't know who finally dug up on him. NFLPA obviously called him out for the grievances, but it's kind of funny that somebody can be so respected in the NFL as Tom Coughlin, and then their team and organization can just be like in the shit. And I mean, Jalen Ramsey thing, whatever. It probably was a smarter move because he wasn't going to play for their team. So get him out of there, and now he went to the L.A. and he's already like, I might not sign with them anymore.
So.
But, I mean, yeah, obviously the Redskins are shit. Dan Snyder. I always want to say Dan Gilbert because they're like the same damn owner. He is like you said, he's Jerry Jones, but Jerry Jones has some type of, like, he's picked some coaches that have won some Super Bowls. So, I mean, yeah, the Redskins are a joke since the Joe Gibbs days. So, I mean, what are you going to do?
There's a name that Rattlesnake knows.
I was going to say, are we talking about the same Joe Gibbs?
Yep.
He did.
Legendary Joe Gibbs?
He was at Redskins, for like ever.
Hall of Famer Joe Gibbs? NASCAR and football?
No, NASCAR Joe Gibbs, football coach. But
all right, well, I'm glad this show started off with a bang. Where are we going next, Jared? Do you even know?
Nah, Marc's running this ship. I just did the introduction.
I mean, we could do the whole. Let's not do Cowboys and Eagles yet, just because, like I said, we'll go on that forever, and then Mike can cut us off at the end. But let's move on to on the Twitter, that tweeter thing. I believe it was Stay Tuned Sports commented and said we should talk about Drew Brees and how, yes, he just broke the record for touchdowns and how he's passed Peyton Manning. What would have happened back in the day when he had that shoulder issue? He was supposed to go to Miami with Nick Saban. Would that have been the thing? Would Sean Payton ever have been the thing? Would the Houday Saints ever been a thing? Would Peyton Manning have 3 Super Bowls rather than 2? I mean, there's a bunch of things that could happen. Nick Saban, the Alabama era. I mean, you could go on a list about what this decision and training staff that said Drew Brees' shoulder was messed up. What do we think would ever happen? The big what if.
Well, ultimately, Hurricane Katrina happened. And that put the Saints on the map, and then you just had the guy Drew Brees in the driver's seat, just embracing that. But yes, you look back, and the Dolphins were the first franchise to go undefeated, all the way through. We talked about the Patriots, they brushed or they flirted with that. But really, could that have been a turning point in that organization for? I mean, how many years ago? How many years has Drew Brees been with the Saints now? I mean, you just picture him with the Saints and a little bit with the Chargers, obviously.
12 years, I think, right?
Yeah, I was to say. I mean, that's what he's established himself there. So you're talking 12 years of subpar, if that below average for Miami, and it seems like the Saints, maybe the first few years it took a little bit, but they've been relevant. They've been in there. Yeah, man, you got something going on there, but I think that's a huge turning point, huge turning point in both organizations, and obviously, like Marc said, whatever happened with the training staff and stuff like that, we're going to look back on it, which we kind of are now. and saying, I don't even know what's going on at this point. Jesus.
I mean, like you said, like saying the what ifs. Like, he even brought up the Patriots. I forgot all about that. Like, is Bill Belichick and Tom Brady not what they are today because of Saban and like what Drew Brees could have been? Like, it's about.
All I'm saying is, at one point in Mike's rant, he said Hurricane Katrina put the Saints on the map. I just want to go back to that.
Just putting it out there.
There's
putting New Orleans on the map. I mean, I almost took them off the map, but
I was literally just gonna say that.
I guess it kept
but yeah, I mean, either way, like I said, I think at this point we're pretty well. I think that don't get me wrong, no disaster ever should pave the way to something, but I think they really embraced what happened there, and it's turned really a good sports culture, based off of things that have happened. What was that? Not to talk about Astros real quick. Who's building the new stadium that was just on fire the other day for the MLB? I forgot about that. Was that who was that? I saw all over Twitter someone's building a new stadium and it was just like blazing.
Wasn't it Texas?
Nobody? Man.
Well,
the Rangers,
the
right?
Rangers are building a new stadium. I know that.
It was the Rangers.
Yeah, there was a big fire. Yeah,
they're copying the Astros. They're like, oh, look, we have a retractable stadium, and it's like, oh, cool. Just 10 years after we did it, fucking posers.
I mean, you sound pretty calm about it, if I was being honest.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
everyone knows the Rangers are the team of Texas, so I mean.
What?
If it wasn't
facial expression.
If it wasn't for Nelson Cruz, that Nelson Cruz just catches that.
How many championships do they have?
Dude, if Nelson Cruz just isn't such a bitch and catches that ball instead of being scared of the wall, they beat the Cardinals, and then they should have beat the freaking Yankees the year after. I might have been an Ian Kinsler fan at one point in my life, and I followed the Rangers. Just saying. I
love Josh Hamilton, so I was rooting for them too. But
hey, we've been to more World Series, and we actually walked away with a championship. The Rangers are nothing.
And a bunch of dum dum dum.
Yeah, every other fucking team. I can get into this all day.
Hey, hold on, guys. Matt's throwing a change up.
Everybody's doing it. I don't give a fuck. We do what we do to win.
Dude, honestly,
walked away with the championship.
I blame the rest of the MLB for not even being like, did everybody hear these guys banging on the like if anything they knew what was going on and they didn't care and they're just
down on that shit years ago then. Everybody's been doing it. We're just keeping up.
Okay, Bill Belichick, shit. Everyone's doing it.
These are not putting tar on their face, they're just, just because breaking pitch is coming doesn't mean you got to be able to hit it, No, I think, hey, I was kind of being slightly sarcastic. The Astros are obviously really good. I was pissed that they lost, but I mean, the Rangers,
Rangers are trash. They'll always be trash.
Garrett Cole's going to the Yankees. He's going to have to get a haircut and shave. He's going to look like Rattlesnake.
Fuck Garrett Cole. He can go up to New York and his cold ass be up there and shave.
But you guys couldn't afford him.
Yeah, we don't want him. That fucking asshole. After we lose a World Series,
that contract.
Fuck off, dude. I know when you took that hat off after our loss. I'm like, what did you do to help us win the fucking World Series anyway, you asshole? Now you're going to take our hat off?
Easy there. Pitcher in the sport for like half the season, but whatever.
And you can't. I wouldn't blame technically him because he was not allowed to throw in the last game, which I think
that's more an AJ Hinch.
But I mean,
they didn't even pitch in Game 7. Yeah.
But yeah,
I understand. In retrospect, I wish he would have thrown. But at the same time, I can't say anything against AJ. He won us a fucking World Series. I trust him. And fucking Cole was a little shithead asshole after we lost. Disrespected the whole city of Houston. So you can fuck off. Go up to New York. We don't want you. You can choke for New York City before they even get to the World Series because we'll beat you again.
I mean, it's very true. If you think about it, I'm with the.
You heard it here first.
The Phillies are paying guys too, and I'm like, yeah, but like if you look at the past like World Series winners, even the Yankees, I feel like when they won it recently, didn't have these like. That could be completely false, but everyone that wins the World Series is like not the highest paid team.
Look at Washington. They just beat us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yankees top 3 in 09, by the way.
And the Astros before that, like. The Astros, when they won, didn't have like anything.
Right, we built that team up.
Exactly.
Washington, who would have picked them at the beginning of the season to win a World Series?
I said they were going to have a horrible record, so that shows how much I know.
Cole did not mesh with our team. He was never part of the team. He was a little shithead, wanted to disrespect the city. He can fuck off.
Oh, by the way, Mark, that year, New York had like the second highest payroll in baseball because they had to share.
Always has the highest payroll. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, no, he's talking about.
But they were like not as like I'm saying because I don't know. I just feel like it's completely different nowadays. Like the Yankees.
That was like one of the last teams to have a high payroll and win the damn title because now everyone's like.
The Yankees even won a title.
09.
I don't want to talk about it.
09.
Because it was against
high school.
All right,
Phillies.
This one's getting out of hand. We're not even talking baseball today, and all of a sudden we're talking baseball today.
Well, they want to bring up
how many F-bombs Rattlesnake's dropped on a
Rattlesnake went from just here to have a good time to here just having a bad time.
You bring up Houston. We can talk about the Texans.
I was about to bring up a point about how college football with the whole Saban Brees thing, but okay.
Oh, that is where this started. How did? Oh yeah, because Mike brought up the fire.
Yeah, all right. So one thing I was going to say was quick thing before we move on because Rattlesnake had to unload about 45 F-bombs, but basically,
Really
or 47. Basically, the one thing I always thought about is if Saban stayed and Brees and him had this great success at Miami, even if they only won like maybe one Super Bowl or two, because that wasn't a bad team back then either, like personnel-wise besides the quarterback. Who would be dominating college football for the last, 10 years?
Kirby Smart in Alabama.
Shut the hell up, Mark.
I'm just
Ohio
saying.
State.
Yeah, Ohio State was a dominant team before they came back. LSU was up there. Urban in Florida. That was right before, the Chip Kelly years, too, in Oregon.
Imagine if Chip Kelly just stayed at Oregon.
Yo. That'd be deadly.
The Pac would actually be a power conference.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah, I was saying that. But...
Yeah, and
they'd still ruin it somehow.
USC probably wouldn't have hired Lane Kiffin like a bunch of morons. All right,
dude, Lane Kiffin. I don't care where he goes. I love him.
I love it. Ole Miss, go Rebels.
Yeah,
yes,
dude.
You got a new fan.
That's that was bound to happen eventually, right? Ole Miss can never keep a good coach. So it's just take Lane Kiffin.
Well, I just think
they always get in trouble before. Now they get the coach who literally brings trouble with him.
That's what I'm saying. They just have gotten the past three coaches all been fired because actually this last guy just sucked. But I mean the past two, Freeze and I don't remember the guy before him, but they've gotten fired. They got fired because they did something wrong. Lane Kiffin screams trouble. He's going to cheat on his wife. He's going to hook up with.
Did he try to hook up with Nick Saban's daughter at one point?
Yes. But here's the best thing:
as Lane Kiffin should.
You hire a guy like that, and you come in he comes in, and everybody knows he's going to do some shit like that. So he might be able to get away with a little bit more because
at least we hired Katrina though at Louisville when he was at Louisville.
Well, yeah, not that bad.
Bobby Katrina just got caught. Good for him for hooking up with some younger hot girl. That's what he should. You're a freaking college football coach. Do it. He just
I'm cheering for Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. I actually went there for a year, so I'm a little bit of a rebel. But my little brother graduated from there. My little sister went there. I have a lot of family in Ole Miss, so I love Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss. I think it's perfect.
Sounds like we should make some shirts. I don't know.
I'm a little bit of a rebel with the mustache.
And all the NASCAR shit.
Mustache.
Just a silhouette with the mustache. That's it.
Damn. That's a pretty sweet.
Alrighty. Moving on. Do we at this point we might as well just start wrapping it up and do our round table because I know that's going to take a while. So try to keep it short, keep the viewers' attention. Like Marc always says, I don't want to blast this too much, but yeah, we're already recording about 21 minutes, of nonsense. So once we cut it up, we got about 3 to 4 good minutes so far.
There we go.
That's usually par for the course.
A lot of bleeps. Don't worry. Yeah, I said don't worry. I wrote down all the highlights so Marc can go through the snippets because he hasn't given us a good sound off snippet yet or headliner. But we'll get into the round table. We'll actually start with Jared because I don't want to end on Jared. So we'll start with him. Round table. Here we go.
All right.
What's going on in the sports world today that you want to touch on?
It actually happened on Friday. So as you guys all know, I'm from Connecticut. Southbury, where I live, is next to Newtown or Sandy Hook. The whole tragedy happened there. So on Friday night, those kids who were all
Won state championship, right?
Won the state championship. My boy Pete Pagonia got the recording. He's a Southern alum just like me. And I actually know a couple of the kids on that team. They come and lift in my gym. And I was talking to them after the game, and they were just like – they said they actually were on SVP last night. They were telling me all this crazy stuff. So I just want to give them a shout-out to Sandy Hook and all the Newtown boys who won last night, the Nighthawks. As much as they are our rivals, good for them. You know, especially it just happened to be a walk-off on the 7th anniversary. It just made it was such a good sports story. If you guys look, it was a beautiful throw too. Like it wasn't like it was some like chip shot field goal at the end. It was like a bomb of a throw.
And the fog and everything.
Through the fog, oh my god, it was awful. And they were playing like one of the best teams in the state too, who like breeds like large humans. But yeah, good shout out to Sandy Hook, to Newtown and the Nighthawks for their state title. Good for them, and it's perfect the way it ended. So
those are the kids from Sandy Hook.
A lot of them were at that school.
Yeah, the ones that were there.
Holy shit!
You want to feel old?
Yeah.
Damn,
mustache has got a little bigger.
Thank you for that, but.
Yeah, my mom was telling me a lot of the kids who were on that, some of the kids were on the team, like they were like freshmen and sophomores, were in that school.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Good for them.
You should bring them on the corner booth. Tell them about their experience.
I think there's some rule of media members talking to people who are under the age of 18. I'll have to look up that one, but.
No, it's not. Well, fuck them.
That's just a rule for you not to be allowed in schools. But anyways,
yeah, that's just like because of your past history. We all know about that.
So where are we at? We Rattlesnake Marc.
Real corner booth.
Yes. Hey, that's where the name came from. But anyways, so Rattlesnake Marc. Who's got next? Not everybody at once.
I'll go. And since we didn't get to really talk about them, I'm just going to talk about the game of the weekend that should be the game of the weekend, and Eagles and Cowboys. I'm terrified.
Eagles.
I'm not looking forward to it. I'm going to be shitting my pants the whole time. This is the biggest game of Wentz's career. If he doesn't win, Dak's always going to be better until next year when they do the same topic conversation. But it just sucks to be in this situation, but it's also great. I could go back and forth on the positives and negatives, but I think both of these teams stink. Whoever makes the playoffs, God bless their soul, but I don't know. I can't talk about it because I'm getting like I'm shaking because this stupid game is like my life.
Worst division in the NFL history.
Well, actually, if you check a little plug here, my article about the NFC East being the best division because, they have nothing to lose other than they have nothing to lose other than another game, so they should be the most feared team come playoffs.
Statistically, they're the worst team in the NFL history.
Actually, that is not true. It is. The NFC West, the year the Seahawks won.
In my article.
How much you want to bet?
Go to records.
They're 7-9.
Yeah, you're talking about the division for wins to losses.
Oh, yeah.
Through the division.
No, they actually were because I think they had the Seahawks. No, the Seahawks won.
Throughout the entire division for the 4 teams, this is the worst for most losses.
Because it does stink, but that's why everyone should scare them because they're so bad that
I understand that. It would be fucking embarrassing to lose to one of them right away. I'm just saying.
Kirk Cousins is very capable of losing to that kind of team.
And so is Jimmy Garoppolo. So I
could care less. If it's the Eagles, then good for y'all. Do whatever you do. If it's the Cowboys, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, too. I might not go on Twitter for a week.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm gonna need
So Marc,
a lot of booze for Christmas.
So Marc, what is your prediction? Are you going to give us a prediction? Or are you like the guy that calls the game and you can't give a prediction?
Well, I don't give predictions about the Eagles because I'm the least confident fan right now, and I think that they and based off of them lose, the Cowboys beating the Rams the way they did makes me smile because there's no way the Cowboys do that again, but I just, for some reason, just can see Twitter and hating Wentz again, even though he's played kind of well. So I'm going to say the Cowboys come into Philly and beat us, hoping to God that for some reason that doesn't happen because I just said it was going to happen.
It's not going to happen. I'm picking Eagles.
Well, basically because Mark picked the Cowboys, and I've got 2 straight weeks with my Eagles in my lock of the week on my show. So even though they were very stressful locks, yeah, I got the Eagles winning by a field goal. I think Dak's gonna throw a late pick, and Carson's gonna be able to get down the field and get one for Elliott. So,
and on top of all that, can you just imagine like Skip if the Cowboys win?
Oh yeah.
I want to see on Sunday is Stephen A. Smith doing his.
I love it.
That's all I want. That's all I want. That is all I want.
Shannon shows up with the black and mild, the bottle of Henny.
I don't give a shit about Shannon Sharp. I want my guy Stephen A. Smith. I want him being laughing. I hope they do a collab with
Will Kane just sitting there like crying in his chair on Monday morning, like.
Will Kane won't even be crying. He'll just be like, he'll make every excuse in the book. I still don't mind Will Kane just because he has to be like stand up for his Cowboys, but no, dude, this game is awful. Fuck football. I don't know why I'm a fan of it. The shit puts me through hell. And if they guess what? It just means more hell going into freaking. Here's my prediction.
Eagles fans, Mark, you signed that contract when you were born.
Here's my prediction. They beat the Cowboys and lose to the damn Giants, and Eli Manning goes out on his freaking high horse. That's what happens. And the Cowboys still make them.
The stage is set for that.
Mark, you're disowned as an Eagles fan. Go away. Go move to Missouri or something.
Honestly, if I could disown myself, I would, but it's not possible.
You picked the one state. Are both y'all from Philadelphia?
Yeah. I'm from Connecticut, man. By a family from the Jersey area. So, and also I had just personal shit why I'm an Eagles fan. But he's from Philly.
Oh, that's right. You like teams that you're not even from, and you just randomly pick them on the map.
I'm from fucking Connecticut. My choices are the Patriots.
Yeah. And Miami, right? I
was just gonna say, yeah, he must have friends down there.
Did you say your choices are the Patriots and the Celtics and the Red Sox? Sounds like pretty good damn choices to grow up.
Boston sports.
Like you had the perfect opportunity.
Mark, we've established this. We had a whole rant on my show why I hate Boston sports.
Yeah, but you could have just been one of them and then been the hated guy. Like I would love to be. Like I already am the hated guy being a Philly fan for no damn reason. But
you're also just a jackass. But
okay, that comes with the whatever territory. I'm cool with it. But if I had the chance of growing up in Boston and I didn't know any better, I'm like shit. Look at me. I get to get all these people.
I'm closer to New York than I am to Boston. But still, fuck all New York sports.
I'm just saying you had your opportunities and you blew it growing up.
A Houston fan.
I feel like knowing how his Diamondbacks are. His Diamondbacks aren't that good, so
Diamondbacks? The fuck?
Yeah, that's the best part. We got Miami, we got Arizona, we got
just all these retirement communities. Is that what you just follow your grandparents around? Is that it?
The Diamondbacks are the shocking one because the Penguins have always been naturally pretty good. Eagles have been really good in our lifetime. Just didn't win a Super Bowl.
Miami was good.
Miami was good. He likes UNC basketball, who is really good.
Yeah.
And then the Diamondbacks out of nowhere who suck. It doesn't make sense.
I explained this on our show once, and I had legit reasons for each team except for Miami. Miami was just because I had no real college team in high school until because I was supposed to go
you probably saw the U, and then you were like, yes, I am.
Actually, basically why I love those documentaries, and I had no team. I'm like, that's kind of dope.
Mark, where are you from?
I'm an hour outside of Philly.
Okay, so it's the closest team to you?
Yeah, you're born and raised.
Okay, makes perfect sense. All right.
I'm an Enigma rattlesnake, you know that.
I mean, out of how we know Jared, though, it makes all the sense in the world. It would be weird if
there's no sense even knowing Jared.
We should all just be happy that he's not a Boston fan because he would be the worst Boston fan.
It makes sense, though. I would feel
There's so many Boston fans that we have known and dealt with already in this short period of time. Would
he be worse than Jackson?
Jackson. Is Jackson even the worst?
Yeah. No,
that we've experienced?
No, Jordan.
Oh, that fucking kid. I hope he watches this. Jesus Christ.
Nobody makes it this far into the show.
We'll message Mike and be like, so you guys want me back?
Wasn't he in love with Jared Carabas or whatever from Barstool?
Yeah. You remember at one point
trying to get brawled on me and Mark snaked him the next week to come on our podcast.
Because I remember I just recently saw that dude throwing, and he was a joke.
Because last year he hit the mark, and then this year he's down 20 miles per hour, so somebody rigged it. I mean, hell, that 13-year-old girl just threw 100 miles per hour.
99,
So let's watch out for those radar guns. But, yeah. Talk about my
Anyway, moving on. Jeez. All right, Rattlesnake, what you got to take us home?
Oh, man, what do I have?
I
really just enjoy making fun of everybody else's shit, but I guess the only thing going on right now in the NASCAR world is Hailie Deegan. Have y'all heard of her?
Recently.
All right. Yeah, she's like the biggest name up and coming in NASCAR. I mean, she doesn't even drive in the Cup Series. She just does. Last year she was doing K&N. This year she's doing ARCA, and now she's moving over to Ford from Toyota. So it's a pretty big deal. I know for y'all it doesn't matter, but in the NASCAR world it matters. And so she's going to be racing full time in ARCA, but not with Venturini Motors, if you were wondering, Mike, with another team. So she's going to be racing against our boy, Michael Self.
Michael.
Autographed.
NBD.
So Belly Up Sports is cheering against Hailie Deegan. We are pro Michael Self.
Go Hailie.
She was definitely part of the Venturini team that we were big with this year, and now she's taking a step outside that box for you guys to put two and two together.
And you know what, we'll see. Maybe Michael Self and Venturini team hates us now, so maybe we'll just be pro Hailie Deegan. We'll see. We'll see how our relationship is.
We'll see how things go on that.
Usually after people talk with me once or twice, they end up hating me, so it could go down that road.
So Team Self now, maybe Team Deegs later.
Yeah, I'm wearing the Team Self hat, so everybody knows, Team Michael Self. But possibly, if Hailie Deegan comes on the show and Michael Self doesn't want to come on anymore because he hasn't responded to me on Twitter in a couple of weeks, we'll see. We're in this weird limbo right now where it's
basically,
are we still cool?
Hailie Deegan should be like, wow, I really want Belly Up Sports to switch sides.
Yeah, she's
on the show.
She currently is the fourth most influential driver in all of motorsports on social media, and she's an 18-year-old girl. So I'm pretty sure she probably watches this stuff, and she's like, "Holy shit, Belly Up Sports, Chairgate, and that's the route I need to go."
Talking about it.
She could be the Belly Up babe, dude. It's crazy.
She could be. We can legally say babe because she's 18. Thank God. Because you got kind of close with that, and just want to mention. About a year ago, I was like, whoa.
I saw Jared's eyebrows. We already made that establishment about.
She's not in high school anymore, all right? Calm down.
When we're talking about professional topics here, I just assume, what did they say? I would assume he makes an ass out of you and me, but we're good. So, like Mike said, nobody listens to this part anyway. So,
by the way, Marc, I like your shirt.
We're just freeing Pete out here.
Free Pete. Very nice.
That Rose boy.
Oh, I get it.
Oh yeah.
So,
all right. Well, this entire show
was incredible.
I mean, I'm not going to go down the road that Marc always thinks I'm going to go down. I just think we'll just might as well just push the delete button at this point.
Yeah. What the actual?
But
I thought it was a good one.
But anyways. Yeah, it absolutely was. I got some good talking points.
For
5 minutes of Jared's. Well, anyways, so to take us out real quick, I wanted to talk about it. I don't know why I love it. Why I'm so on the Browns this year. I've talked about it every time, but how can we not really quickly talk about OBJ now Jarvis yelling at every team, come and get me. At this point, I think OBJ is one of the most overhyped wide receivers. Yeah, he's got some spectacular catches. Jarvis is having a great year, which is kind of expected based off of the coverages. But are these two receivers that which I've seen Jarvis? I've seen OBJ. Yeah, I'm glad Jared came on the show. I've seen OBJ linked to the Eagles at one point. Is this a player you want on your team?
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess at the Eagles you need a receiver, so you'll take it.
You really think that Malcolm Jenkins? Here's the thing though. It's all about cultural structure. Mark, our locker room actually.
No, they don't. The whole season was everyone was bitching about somebody else.
Get rid of Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar. We don't have those problems anymore.
Okay, you're bringing in a guy that's like 2 times worse than them, though. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just gonna say,
and bitch about how he doesn't get catches anymore.
He might. I mean, dude, he has done it everywhere. He is not. He got paid.
He's never also had a quarterback like Wentz. He had Eli Manning and Baker Mayfield. That's basically how like me and Rattlesnake throwing in the ball.
I mean, dude, he's been there for a year. Like, you can't. Like, I don't know. I think I'd rather have Jarvis. Honestly, he's like a lot quieter. More. I would rather have him in less problems. Than Odell can go to the Rams and do all that nonsense. He can go to Oakland and deal with that. Like, I just don't want Odell. I don't care if he can catch every ball thrown to him. I don't care if that's selfish. I just think he's more of a problem than an answer.
All right. Well, is it time to finally say that Hopkins is better than Odell?
I've been saying it for 2 fucking years.
I've said that all along. He's the number
Shut
one wide
the
receiver.
fuck up. I've been saying that all along, and everybody else is like, no.
No way. The only person that said anybody,
and nobody wanted to agree with me.
The only person that had any wide receiver ranked above Hopkins was KJ had Keenan Allen as number 1 wide receiver. You guys remember that show?
But
no,
really good. Hopkins.
I had Hopkins.
I've got Hopkins 1, Julio Jones number 2. Well, I guess Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas is not
get onto that.
No, that was my top 3.
But either way, so you guys are torn, which I love it. Two Philly fans. Maybe it's so much that the real Philly fan, Mark,
one guy from
knows
Philly.
his team a little better.
Dude,
the one I can actually appreciate.
This is what would happen. Odell would come there, and Jared would say a year from now, dude, I didn't think that Odell was going to be any good in Philly, and he was just going to all his problems. And
dude, the impression is not on.
Non-catching Aguilar.
That sounds just like him.
He'd be like, dude, I didn't say that. I was just excited because we had.
I always own my takes, you jackass. Like shit.
Yeah, you own them by saying you didn't say it exactly that way.
All right. Well,
I hope it happens now. I'm excited.
No. If you can't say you want the Cowboys to
Marc
lose.
I'm getting in like a fist fight at the Belly Up meetup. I swear to God. And
Michigan.
Dude, it'd be so weird, like a 6 foot Mark just tagging a 5'7" Jared.
Dude,
he's 5'7". I'm almost 6 foot.
Whoa. Probably.
Wait, who's 5'7"?
I'm 5'9".
Jared's 5'7".
I'm 5'11". I'm almost
Mark's
6 foot, dude.
Mark's 6, and then Jared's 5'7".
Dude, I'm gonna be
5'7"
so depressed when we all meet though, and I'm the shortest.
Jared, how tall are you?
I'm just under 6 foot.
No, you're fucking not. You're 5'9".
Driver's license, bro.
You are 5'9.5". You.
Oh yeah. That's like lying in a program.
You literally can put whatever height you want. They don't fucking
my license.
Dude, I actually am legit just under 6 foot. Like
I love the under 6 foot. Like yes, you're 5'11".
What does that even mean? It means like you're 5'9.5".
I'm writing this down right now. We're doing a belly up height challenge, and we're all gonna measure ourselves on camera.
I'm 5'9". I'll fucking admit it.
I'm fucking 5'11". Like I can't like.
It's okay if you're 5'9", dude. Just be open.
I'm not 5'9". I've been 5'9" since I was in high school.
We need to speak up about this kind of thing. I'm 5'9". You're 5'9". It's okay.
You can even ask fucking.
My name is Mark, and I am 5'9".
I'm also under 6 feet. So. All right, when's our meetup?
I swear on my.
When's our meetup? We're going to Michigan, right?
11.
Yeah, June. What is it, like 6th, 7th, 8th, or something like that?
June 7th is our meetup, and everybody's going to a NASCAR race, and it's going to be hilarious.
I'm going to be blackout drunk, and I'm excited for it.
Oh, great! You'll fit right in.
Oh, this is a business weekend. We don't drink.
All right, here guys, we got. All right, does this a person that looks like they're? Like this is gonna be so hard.
Oh shit! I need to hold it up.
He's not the tallest one.
Oh, dude,
my God!
Right
okay, my best friend is in the black tank top.
Yeah.
They're both 6'3".
I've never seen so many Guidos in Connecticut.
I'm actually legit 5'9".
I can't wait till we meet up.
I know you are. That's so. I love how they get. I just love how everyone thinks you're not.
Like I'm actually like not small at all, and everyone thinks I'm this munchkin who just talks a ton of shit.
Dude, don't call ourselves munchkins. We're both 5'9". We're average height in America. It's okay.
Rattlesnake, I haven't been your height since I was a sophomore in high school, dude. Come on.
What was that? 3 years ago? I mean,
Right, Mike. Remember that quick wrap up,
bro?
What?
I still more facial.
We were gonna do a nice quick wrap up, and you weren't gonna do the normal thing like we did.
Hey, I had it go. I had it going. We're good.
We're on the Browns.
I'm getting yelled at. I'm yelling too loud, you assholes.
Like I said, I feel like there's more content out of quick takes and quick captures in this video than the whole segment. So we'll see where it goes. But I think we're gonna take it home at this point. On behalf of Jared and Corner Booth, Marc Riley, and the Rattlesnake in chairgating, this may be the last episode of 2019. Who knows? Probably is. True. Maybe the last. It actually may be the last episode we ever did.
You say that every time, but that actually might be it.
Yeah, I know.
Somehow wrangle us back in. So.
Well, I think that the show's going to suck when you see Jared on it because it's like last call, the last person. Like we just need somebody. So
basically, happy holidays, and let's all wish a couple inches for Jared this year.
5'9" Jared. That's your new nickname.
More wish than one.
I mean.
Like,